Hi, it's Jez here from Nigezza Creates. Thank you for joining me today. So we're working on my little purse journal. Now there might be some confusing because I know in the US a purse is a handbag. I don't know what you call where you put your money. Do you call it a wallet? In the UK, wallets tend to be what men use and purses are what women use. I personally use a wallet, yeah, lots of women have, you know, this is what they put their money in and all their cards in. Something this size, always massively too big for me because I don't even have a handbag, or as you would say, purse, big enough to put this in. But I loved it when I saw it and I thought this would make a lovely, lovely journal. So I took all the gubbins out. If you haven't seen the first video, then do go and check it out. I'll try and remember to link it down below. I've covered the inside and the outside with this lovely sort of marbly effect that you often have in books. This one was scanned from an antique ledger that I've got, and I've put the signature together and I'll show you how I do that. So we're now on making the tags. Now I've made the tags already for these two, these nice sort of gone with the blue themed. I've sort of matched the paper there, and I've collaged some of my documents on it, and I made it and I thought, oh, I should have videoed it, but you know, I was just doing a little bit of crafting for me, having a little bit of a quiet time, yeah, I didn't film it. So but I thought I've got three more. I've got another tag and a journaling card to make. So I've got a journaling card in there and a tag there. Oh, I might have two tags and two journaling cards is what is required. Yeah, where's the journaling card? It's on the back of that doobly bit where the what's it comes through. There. So two tags and two journaling cards, that's what I'm making. And I thought I can make these quicker. So I used book page and brown paper. I just glued the book page onto the brown paper, but I did it in the size of the tag, and then I collaged on each individual tag, and I thought, well, I'm better off making almost like a masterboard with the intention of doing tags. So that's what I'm going to do. So I've got, I need a bigger bit. So I've got the remnants of this Primark bag that I like for the back of tags. So we're going to get this ready. Going to use book pages here. So I am just going to, with a bit of glue stick, these are just Reader's Digest books, I think. So nothing special, nothing antique, nothing particularly vintage. So just put them together like so. There we go. And then I like these ones better than these ones, because these ones, well, this wasn't Reader's Digest, this was quite a modern book I've made an altered book out of. But these Reader's Digest, they are a little bit old, so they have discoloured. Not that you're particularly going to see anything, but just in case you do, I thought they were worth using. There we go, we'll have that. And then just going to grab this corner bit here. So I'm just going to go along there, along there. I'll have one that's a bit straighter. bit. Got a bit of gubbins on there from the ink, so I use that as an inking sheet. I'm going to fold that up now because it's got glue on it. And we just want rid of this bit, so I'm just going to straighten it up there. There we go, and that will do for my sort of base. I will be putting brown paper on the back of that, but this is what I'm going to collage on. And what I'm going to use is my documents. So by the time you've seen this, I would have launched my document kit. So I've got a few bits here. It's not all of the kit, but it's just some misprints and what have you. So just going to pull a few out and collage with them. And I've got a few of the little bits there, so this will make the process a lot quicker. So I'm just gonna, so this is like one of my ideas for using the documents. It wasn't, I mean, I love having documents in a journal. I like them, but I think they don't belong on this. And I thought, rather than necessarily make a journal out of the documents, I thought they would complement any vintage journal that you're making, as opposed to use it to just make a journal with. And this was one of the ideas that I had, is that I sometimes just want to have a little bit of something. I love these tops of documents. Yeah, and I just thought, you know, it's just good when you want to do a collage. I just think they look really cool. So I'm just going to rip a few of these up. Ready. I might speed up a little bit now. Right, so I'm thinking that maybe I've got enough now. I mean, I'm just going to lay down what I've got, just to see if it sort of covers the space roughly, and then I kind of have an idea if in theory I have enough. So yeah, I do. I have enough. I've got other bits and bobs here, and I've got these plainer bits there as well that we could use, but I want to cut them up a little bit more. So that's what I'm gonna do now. I kind of think I'll have that and that's two separate things there. All right, go down there on that. He kind of goes in half quite naturally. I quite like that as a long bit. Don't know what you're doing there. Quite like that. I might take the top off that one, but leave a little bit of something on it. I might take that bottom bit off there. Oh, Jez, just put your apply more pressure. Have the pressure along the entire ruler and don't get bored part way through ripping it off. I might leave you as you are, might leave you as you are. If I put these in each corner, then they're liable to get cut up. So I want to sort of mixy up my colours, because that's a nice effect. I think you need to be quite far away actually. Let's do that. It's a possibility. So these aren't going to be set in stone. These are just me having a few ideas of how things might go. Don't mind a bit of overlapping. That's type of thing, I think, is where I'm going to go. Now, I did in the kit have made some collages anyway, but it's fun to make them for real as well. So just going to stick them down. I'm not inking, I'll ink afterwards. So I'm going to put you down in the corner there. I'm going to overlap you a little bit because, although it doesn't matter actually, because it's got a nice colour down there. I'm actually going to get out my glue stick and do a bit of glue stick down the middle and glue around the edge. Because this is the foundation, and then it's going to have some more decoration on top. So I've got the nice photographs to go on the top. I've got some paper dolls as well, so let's rub them down. So yeah, this is a masterboard, but I know that I'm definitely, you know what I'm definitely sort of doing with it. So it's a masterboard with intent of making 2 tags and 2 journaling cards. I think that's what I'm going to make. That's not straight, Jez. Oh, indeed it's not. But by Jove, I think that is. So this is all been printed on just ordinary copier paper. I think it's 75 GSM copier paper. They were like the test sheets as I was making the kit, and I was like, I will most definitely, they won't be wasted. So yeah. Put you at the top. So you can see, even though I sort of vaguely lay it down, it kind of changes. So I'll carry on doing this, but speed it up. So that's that done. So I've been 37 minutes. Obviously I've speeded up, so it will be less time actually on the video. I can see when I hold it up to the light, there's a few bits where the glue has managed to ooze. So I'm going to take that off. The collard glue comes off really easily in this way, which is why it's a good glue for me, because I tend to be a little bit messy. I think that's most of it off now. All that happens is my next bit now, where I'm going to ink it all, it tends to just be a little bit darker where there's glue, and I'm not really all that bothered about that, to be fair, if I'm honest. So there we go. So that's that, all quite random. So now I'm going to take a vintage photo and a brush, and I'm going to go over it, and this is how you save on inking time. So I'm just going over, like I often do. If you've seen me before, you'll have seen me do this. So using a brush, the ink gets picked up on the edges of each of those cut out bits. So now I'm just measuring what size I want each sort of journaling card and tag to be. I'm using a 6x6 piece of paper there to sort of help me, and I'm realising I can do it a little bit taller than at 6 inches. So I'm writing down what size I want, and I'm looking through at the other tags and
journaling cards that I want. And I do actually, in the end, decide to do them all the same size. And that kind of made life easier. I was kind of writing it down. I was imagining that they would all be a different size, but in the end, they do end up all the same size, and I think it's 3 by 6.25. But of course, if you're doing this, it will depend on your particular, um, size that you're making. So I'm just using a ruler there to decide where I'm sort of cutting. So first job is to straighten all the edges, and then I'll just cut the tags out. So I am really thinking about the design. It is all a bit random, and it's just how it fits with that. So now I've got my rectangles. I'm just trying out different paper dolls that I've got there to lay on. Some of these I think are from that picture particularly is Tracy Fox from I think it's Family Snaps. The paper dolls they might be from the same kit. Or they might be Witchcraft You Do, I don't know. So then I'm taking some of the smaller elements. There's a sheet of really small elements that I've made for my document kit, and I think they make nice little things to anchor them on. That cutout was damaged, so I'm just fixing it there with some tea dyed paper, and yeah, and now I'm just sort of fiddling with things. Now they're inking around. I did pick up burnt scorched timber to begin with, and then I've changed it to vintage photo. Some of the landlock bits of paper doesn't get cut out by the scan and cut, so I just inked it because that will fit in. And there I'm just trimming off edges that need trimming down there using my lovely Tim Holtzy scissors that I keep in the tin. Because I just use them for fussy cutting. So now I'm finding the pages that they're going on so that I can see the colours that are on the page, so I can kind of match the elements that I'm now using to decorate so that they fit with the page. So I'm trying to find some stamps that are just the right colour for that piece of paper, and doing the same with them all, sort of deciding where they're going to go, and then how I'm going to decorate. So I've decided I want some tickets. So those are real vintage tickets there. So I spend quite a little bit of time pulling out ones and deciding which ones I want to use. And some of them thinking, oh, I don't want to use that one yet because it's too beautiful. I want to hold it a bit longer, what we like. So yeah, decide on that one and where things are going. Takes me quite a while to kind of work out where I want it. This is why sometimes my process takes quite a long time, because I take ages to decide. I want that bit of that sort of, it's like glassine. It was in a photo album, but it's got lines on it. Is it embossed? I don't know. So anyway, use that so it's not smooth is what I'm trying to say. So just a bit of inking and then glue it down there. Use glue stick so that every edge was stuck, and then we'll just stick the other elements in place, and try and do it exactly how I did it, and then I kind of changed my mind to different bits. Because I'm using collal, it doesn't stick instantly, so I've got time to sort of ease it up a little bit to push things in. So that's that done, and then I'm just going to stick it down to the brown Primark bag there, smoothing it down, and then I'm just roughly going to rip round it, leaving an edge because I don't want to cut right up to the edge yet because it's still wet and I want it to be properly dry. So now I'm just speeded this bit up even faster, and I'm just going over the same process, picking out things to see how they look on the tag to match the page. So I wanted some of the antique ledger behind that woman there to match the page, and and I sort of, it wasn't quite big enough, so I split it in half, so you had half it poking out one side, half the other. But yeah, did it in exactly the same way, and then you'll see me, the video does cut out abruptly because I had a phone call, and I thought, oh well, that kind of, you've kind of seen everything that I've done. With this one, I picked out a little bit of purple to match the flowers in that floral paper, and you will see me eventually making a rounded tab for the top of it, because I thought that would finish the tag off nicely, and I reinforce it with a bit of book page because the paper's actually really thin, and it's as I'm doing this gentleman that my video does run out, so I will bring you back in a couple of days. Actually, it's been a couple of days to see the end.
Okay, so I've done one of the journaling cards and one of the tags off camera, so that we wouldn't be so long. So this is that one finished. So I trimmed it down, rounded the corners, added a little bit of stamping, and sort of inked round the edges. So he now sits in there quite nicely. I've added to both of the envelopes just a little bit of vintage lined paper that I just I didn't cut down, I ripped down to size and then rounded the corners, and that slips in there just to have a little bit of journaling, and of course other things could be added. I'm not bothered that that's ripped, quite like it, but I am putting the open side to the inside so that it doesn't fall out ever. So let me show you here the tag. I put a marker in so that it could be easily found. I don't need it anymore. So there I used that gorgeous woman there, added a little word, and I did a little bit of stamping on this, just a little bit of subtle stamping of illegible words, well, writing there. She pops in there, and that's the little tab on it. Right, so now let's show you, let's show you, what we did. So move that up there out of the way, and I just used my scissors. I could lean them against, you can hear it going against the base, and then I just cut. You can use a trimmer if you want, and I was going to use my trimmer, only I would have had to use the big one, and it's annoying me getting that out on my desk, so, and they're too long for my little one. I am deciding whether or not I need a new guillotine. I have added to my shop front, somebody was asking, I've added a link to, so this is a Stampin' Up one, but it's the same design as the Fasten one, so I've linked that in my Amazon storefront, and they do one slightly bigger as well, and I really like this because it's quite narrow, and so I'm thinking of the bigger one. Might be something I'm going to treat myself to. So my friend was asking me, and so she has decided to go for the bigger one, so I'm going to see what she thinks about it before I go and buy myself something that I don't really need. But what's need got to do with crafting? Nothing. It's all about wants, and actually I need it all. There we go. See, a trimmer would be better than my cut-in. I don't like my cut-in. I've cut into it there. So, yeah. Anyway, done that. So, this is going to be a tag, so it wants a topper. So, the last one I added a rounded tab, but I think I'm going to do this tag shaped. So, I'm gonna, do I want the big size? Yeah, we'll do the big size there. These punches are also linked in my Amazon shop. Yeah, oh, we can't see, liking how that looks. So I've been really busy sorting my desk out and sort of laying things out on it to suit me better, and deciding on what needs to be on it and what doesn't. So I'm just getting used to now where my filming bit is on my desk. So I have been a little bit out of shot on occasions in a few videos, so if you notice that, I do apologise. Just a bit of inking, because that's how we roll. And then I was deciding whether or not I wanted to stitch round, but I'm not going to today, because I haven't moved my sewing machine yet to a place where I actually want that to be more accessible. I've moved my die cutting machine to be more accessible, but not my sewing machine yet. That's the next task. So this is a stamp set that's a bit illegible. Where's the packet for it so I could show you? Don't know, Jess. Yeah, I can't find it. But it is one that's been in my stash for a long time, and I think somebody did ask for me at one of the retreats, and we spent ages trying to find it. So there it is down there. Just do a little bit in that corner, a little bit up the top, and then we'll just go around like that and around like that. I just sort of, you know, put some pressure down where I want it, so you've got this subtle sort of fading effect, like so. That's what I do. Right, so I have made myself some new hole reinforcers here, and so I use that shape. Quite like that shape. Yeah. So I went into my scrap box and I just cut some out of a scrap bit of soft suede card. Soft suede is the colour. It's a retired colour from Stampin' Up. That's ever such a lot of glue you've put on there, Jez. You don't need that much. I know. It's going to ooze. I don't care. I've done it now. Not a lot I can do about it. Right. Don't want it oozing over my desk. Eyeball in for the middle. Go back there. That about right? That's about right. And you can see all that glue oozing out. So I'm just going to get a dry baby wipe to soak it all up. Absolutely fine. There. Got that glue up. Right, so now I'm going to use my crocodile. Because of this sort of needing to go flat on the top, I find it easier to stick one down and then I can see where the circle is. So I can then use my crocodile to open it up. So now I can see on the back there where the other one needs to go down. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on there. I'm not squeezing any more out. That was just what was on the tip. And that soft suede is just going to blend into that brown background. I could have used a different colour, Jez, actually, but I didn't. It is what it is now. There we go.
more oozing coming through there from the other side. I'm going to get a little makeup brush. Got a little makeup sponge here, and I'll put a bit of ink on it, and I can go through, and it should ink round that hole quite nicely. Little Corey tip that. And these cheap as chips. Superdrug, I think I got them. Or did I get them in Wilkins? I might have got these in Wilkinson's, in which case, unless you're lucky enough to still have a Wilkinson's. But I'm sure you can get them in other places. There we go. So that's my little hole reinforcer. And then I want to add some ribbon. I know that this colour here, this is a Stampin' Up colour, and I think it's either Pretty Peacock or Lost Lagoon. Got a bit of Lost Lagoon, which I think works quite well. So I'm gonna cut that off. Gonna feed it through. Well, I would feed it through if I could actually grab hold of it. There we go. So you're looking quite, yeah, you'll do. And then what I like to do is just, I'm getting an overcrowded desk again, Jez. Is I'll just move that out of the way. A bit of my twine. There's my tea-dyed twine. So a bit of that. And we'll do a little bow. Takes a bit longer. I like the effect. Talk about all fingers and thumbs. There we go. Totally all fingers and thumbs, Jez. There's the end of that. Oh. I'm having one of those days. And that is that one done. Could add a little word if I wanted to, but I don't really want to. Oh, you can't see. There you go. So that's that one in there. And then we're going to do this in exactly the same way, but it's a journaling card, so it doesn't need I'm going to put the glasses on. It doesn't need the tag top a bit, so this is just going to be cut round and round the corners. There are little bits come off there, but it's perfectly fine, I think. So then we'll just round our corners. And we'll just ink. And then, like we've done before, I'm going to put a bit of script. I think the front's quite busy enough. I might just do a little bit down there. Not very straight, Jez. And then we'll just go put it on the side there. And on the top. There we go. And that is that. To go into there. So they're all done. This one's got a bit of paper in, like the other one. So it's just a matter now of
where it got a little bit of chunkiness. That's for the template for sewing in. So I picked this out to go on there. So I want a bit of layers behind it. So I am going to grab I think that's quite cool. So let's get that grit. I'll rip that down. That's going to be too wide, that chair, isn't it? Oh, it's not too bad. Right, come in a bit on this side. Yeah, I'm liking the look of that. I might do something else. Quite like that. I'm not sure this made it to the final cut of the kit, because I didn't like in the end the way the layer on it. I might have done them without the border because I didn't like the border in the end, but I don't know. Can't remember. So let's just cut this. So let's just get that all inked. I'm now thinking yeah, I think so. Maybe have journal on that and maybe put a couple of brads in. That's what I'm thinking. So I want to put a couple of brads in, I think, to hold that, not to hold it in place, but to sort of make it look like it's a book plate. There we go. So I'm going to get my little mat here. I'm going to just poke a couple of holes in there where I want it to go. So we'll go one there and one about there. Just eyeballed that to be the same. So it might not be. Right, they're done. So I just want to give it a whack. So that's my little front. Let me take the journal out so that we can see what she's looking like. Yeah, like it. So we'll use, now actually I should have just put some tape on the back of those brads. I don't really want them to move, so I'm just gonna, oh look, I've got a little bit of micropore. Just so that they don't move. I mean, I don't think they would anyway, but just want to make sure. That should be fine. So check in. That's the top. That's the top. Stick this down. There she is. So that is journal done. It just needs sewing in. So I am going to check how long I've been and see if I've got time to sew her in. Okay, so I've checked and I've been about 50 minutes with all my editing, so I can't really sew it in 10 minutes. Well, I probably can, but no, I don't want it to be rushed. So I will bring you a third and final part of this video very soon, and do a final sort of flip through of it. Okay, so hope you join me then, and I'll see you with other stuff before then as well. Bye for now.